The Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, and today is Thursday. Tomorrow I'm going to have, excuse me. Sorry about that interruption. We had an intruder. We had an intruder in the studio who didn't know that we started the program. Sorry about that. My apologies. Yes. So yes, today is tomorrow. I'm going to have a lawyer, Mrs. Abimbola Aze, who, rather than put on the wig and gown, is now into making shoes, and it's going to be interesting because one of the issues I've been bringing up is that I thought that law was a passion. Now she's a shoemaker. Libros, how does that pan out to you?
There are a lot of people who maybe their parents forced them to read law.
Yes, yes.
But they have a passion for something else.
Well, my dad wanted to force me to read law, but I said
you
no.
know, those days it was easy for your parents to say go read what they call
the
professional courses.
Yeah.
And so they felt those courses would guarantee a future. You know, but now with the passage of time, it became obvious that
people will always take
passion.
I have another cousin who read Dr. Soji Akikugwe. People have even forgot. I'm not sure I'll open up my butt for him to put a needle in it. He read medicine, but today he's into furniture and so on and so forth.
I have a friend who read medicine. After reading medicine, he just told himself, look, I can't do this. He went to read, he wrote ICANN, and then
really
became a chartered accountant. And
the late Sly that we had then, way back then, was a banker.
So many people like that. There are some who, some persons read different courses, and thereafter they felt they want to go.
That's what we're going to be discussing tomorrow. For today, Libros Oshoma, that you all know, is here to make legal sense out of what happened yesterday. Now, please remember, I put the word legal sense. Let's be honest with ourselves. A lot of us didn't explain what was going on yesterday. It took the whole of yesterday, and the dramatists personages themselves were sleeping. Talk less of us, so most of us.
Yeah, judgment can be very boring. If law is a very boring profession if you do not have a passion for it, because sometimes you just imagine going to court and your matter is number 45 on the list, and you have to listen to number 1 to 44 argue their cases. Some boring, some interesting, some dry argument, and in some cases in between the judge.
Okay, so let's start on this note. Sorry, I'm trying to speed you up. Time is not our friend here. So many issues to look at, but the very quick one. Couldn't the judges have given us the bullet points of what the judgment? Let me finish. Giving us the bullet points, and then say that if you want to read the full judgment, it's published in the website.
How many people will read the full judgment?
But how many
it
people?
Is because
how many people listen to it?
Ordinarily, that is what they do. But when you say all eyes on the judiciary, it's okay. Since your eyes are on us, we will sit down and read everything for those that want to.
But why didn't you let us watch the proceedings?
Nowhere in the world, maybe apart from America, law is a conservative profession.
When you say nowhere in the world, apart from America, is the biggest.
Yeah.
It's the leader.
American is it's a lot of things are unconventional there.
Yes.
Where we borrowed from, judgment can be read in the open. What they allow,
not judgment, proceedings. I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
They don't allow proceedings. They allow journalists to cover proceedings and report what happened. That's the extent they can. Even in America, they
allow
you to sketch, witnesses and all of that, and not, to come put cameras in the face of the judge. And because at the end of the day, some lawyers will do more of theatrics than actual procedure, because they know people are watching them. So for judgment, it is read the judgment. But in most cases, what they do, I've been at the tribunal till 12 midnight. In some cases, the judges will come and say, we agree or this is the final judgment, because you know you are just dealing with only lawyers. This is the final judgment. Take the copies of the judgment and then read the reasoning. And the other one comes and say, I agree. I've had the privilege of reading beforehand the judgment of my learned brother, so-and-so JCA, and I agree with the reasoning. But because all eyes on the judiciary, they are this, mind you, there are 3 matters. Unlike 2019, that was 1 matter, so that one was taken and disposed of. I remember also talking with you after that judgment was delivered in 2019. Yes. Yes. I spoke with you on phone. You called me on phone after that judgment was delivered in 2019.
I call you every time.
Yeah, because then I was at the tribunal in Umuahia. So, for this one, there are 3 matters consolidated. Though consolidated, they must still deliver individual judgment on all of them. And when some persons called me yesterday morning and said, I would like to talk to you around 1 after the judgment, I said, which one? 1 after judgment. I can tell you that judgment will end in the evening, because they will address all of the issues raised in the course of the trial. Every issues, including documents rejected, will be also evaluated. The probative value to be attached to those documents, and all of those things, assuming, like we say, assuming without conceding. So all of this to give clarity to some lawyers. Some will sit down and understand as, okay, this was what transpired. Because also, a lot of people, did not follow the procedures or the proceedings as it was going on at the tribunal. So they were more carried away with, what is reported.
The sentiments and things. Okay.
Yes.
So, in summary, Libros, do you think we got a fair judgment?
Thank God you said I'm coming to discuss the legal aspect of it.
Yes.
Since I've been doing election petition cases since 2003.
Yes.
So in Nigeria parlance, I can call myself a veteran in election procedures. I do not accept election petitions. I don't file election petitions. I would rather be a respondent than file election petition, because in Nigeria it is a tall order. Considering also the time limits for proving irregularities, it is a tall order, almost like the camel going through the eye of the needle. For you to prove polling unit by polling unit. So what you do at best is to limit yourself to areas where you feel, okay, strongly, I have evidence and my polling unit officers, are on ground and they are with me. And it involves money also to collate this data. The case of Peter Obi in Ngige, Oshomole, Ekiti, and Oshun, there were no time limit at that time. And then also they spent a lot of money. Remember, they even brought Adrian Forty, the forensic, handwriting forensic expert, to analyze ballot papers, even before the commencement. So, and the other party had opportunity to cross-examine him, how he arrived at, but now that you have a time limit, 180 days, all of this, within these 180 days, petition will be filed. Processes will be exchanged between parties, and you have one mistake, you have no opportunity to amend. I fell into such quagmire in one of the petitions we did in Owerri, where before we came, because of time limit, they had quickly filed a response. But by the time we came and reviewed the response, it wasn't the kind of response that ordinarily would file. The court said you cannot amend it. You swim and sink with it. So those are the challenges associated with election petition. And that's why people that do not understand, polling unit agents are very key in every election process. They are your eyewitnesses. If I am cross-examining, for example, a witness, and you come, you say you are a collation officer, and I ask you, okay, on the day of election, which polling unit were you at the time of voting? You tell me, okay, you were in so-and-so polling unit. I also, mind you, movement is restricted. So that means polling unit A, you were not there. He said, no, we have an agent there. The usual answer is usually, we have an agent there. And I leave it at that. Polling unit B, you were not there. We have an agent there. At the end of the day, when you are addressing the court, the witness will not be there with you. All you just do is tell the court that he said he was in polling unit D. So that means he wasn't in A, B, C, E, F, and co. So he couldn't have given eyewitness account of what happened in those places.
So you think this is what...
at best, what he did is hearsay.
I have to speed you up because the clock is ticking.
I know.
If I left you to your devices, you'd stop. So are you saying that is what played out here?
Yes, that's what played out.
Listeners, please remember, Liberal Shoma is here to discuss the legal. Okay, I had warned about this before the final verdict came to say that, look, listen, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm driving with you in a car and I run over somebody, and you later turn out to be the judge of that case, it's not likely to happen that way. But it will still be based on the facts that are presented.
Yes.
So we need to understand that. That is why
even lawyers, when a judge, there is a way a judge will address a matter. As a lawyer, I will tell the judge that you are delving into the arena. That you are no longer a judge in this matter. You are becoming a party.
A party.
So
yes.
even if what you experience, the moment you are not called as a witness, there are certain things you can take judicial notice of that become so notorious. But for election petition matters, the fact must be presented. And that's where the challenge is. Until we change this presumption of regularity in favor of INEC, and then the presumption that once you say you would, Evidence Act says, once you allege that you would bring a document, for example, or that you will prove a fact, and failure to bring those documents is resolved against you.
Can you explain, for example, let me go down to specifics because it's 916. Can you explain, for example, their decision on the issue of the drug seizure money for Tinubu, where it was said that that act was not, it was a civil matter. Let me paint the picture for you. In my eyes, as an ordinary person, this man was involved in this thing, and therefore you took the money. How do you now come around to explain that it's a civil act and not criminal?
You see, in law, there are different types of forfeiture. There are forfeiture, we call it forfeiture in rem, forfeiture in personam, administrative forfeiture. These are the three types of forfeiture, even in America. So let me quickly give you an example. Diziani's house was searched and items recovered. And these items, the EFCC investigated and said they are proceeds of fraud. And you now go to court and say, grant me an order that this item recovered should be forfeited to the state.
Okay.
Those items, the fact that they have been forfeited does not mean that Diziani is guilty under the law. We're discussing law.
So are you saying that, I'm sorry I'm taking you on, but I need to get that.
Let me also explain another one so that it will be very simple and everyday language.
Let me ask a question from that one first. So are you saying that whilst we acknowledge that there is some involvement that has led to that seizure that the gentleman agreed to?
Let me put it this way so that you will also understand. It is not in all cases. Let me give you an instance, a personal matter I handled. Somebody says, I need dollars. I want to pay for goods in America. And the other man says, I have naira to give you here. So give me the naira here and then send me the account you want me to transfer the money to in America. And then I give you the naira here and then I give you an account in America to send the money to. And you transfer the money to America, and I call my partner and he says, yes, I've received the money in our account. A month later, the police comes with an order of forfeiture of that money.
Yes.
That money is proceeds of crime.
Okay.
That somebody was duped of that money. And so we need to collect that money back from this bank and give it back to the state or give it back to the owner of the money. So now you are here. You did not know anything about a crime.
Is
that proceeds of crime?
Excuse me.
No, I'm not telling you that's what happened. I'm also explaining for future to you.
Because the already, first of all, the transaction that has taken place has broken the law.
Yes.
In the first instance.
Yes, yes.
So,
there is a transaction that had broken the law, but you that is the beneficiary of that transaction, you did not know about it. But you have forfeited the money.
Even the process of exchanging money, the money is supposed to go to the central bank.
That's what I'm saying. But somebody says, I have the money in America. I have the money in America.
What you have done is money laundering. What you have done,
You asked me for future, and I gave you an example. If you take it now to you are stretching it.
No,
you are the one that said you don't have time.
No, I know I don't have time.
I'm explaining different type. What can lead to all those kind of things.
Okay, let's leave it at that. I have just 5 minutes left. What do I do? Let me take one or two questions. And then, we do have 0700 993 993 993 and 014657190. Liberals can't answer a question in 5 minutes, and I don't want to cut him midway. Let's pick that call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Pastor Ladipo.
Yes, quickly, yes.
The question I want to ask your guest is this. Does it mean that the learned facts, they prepare their cases in a hurry, that the judges didn't know that they didn't attach evidences to this thing? Thank you.
Did you hear him?
Yes, I heard him. And quickly, you find out that because there's so much sentiment attached to election, and we believe that once it's a senior advocate, they will do a thorough job. In most cases, some of these senior advocates don't even, with all due respect to a lot of them, don't even read this thing. The boys in the office will prepare them, because also they are time bound. They have time, so they are working against time. So let us quickly put something in. And then when we get to the tribunal, we begin to test the law.
Am I to conclude by that you probably felt that the cases were not well prepared?
Yes. I told somebody yesterday. I said, if I were this client, I would change my lawyers.
Oh, really?
Yes, I would change my lawyers.
Do you think if another
approach?
It is not about. Do you think if another approach had been used, the tables would have turned?
If what like I said, with my experience at the tribunal, what I will first and foremost do is give me all you. I don't even want to listen to INEC, because you declare results and the presumption of law is in your favor. And I am now asking you to give me materials that I will use to disprove. It's a tall order. So if I want to make an impression, give me your polling unit agent. The result copies that you receive from the feed, let us collate them and let us address those specific areas. APC also made the same mistake in Osun. That was why the court said in Osun that, look, it is not about just relying on IREV and you must prove those places where you are alleging irregularity. That was where the Supreme Court first made the pronouncement on the IREV issue in Osun. And so in this case also, when you are saying that you're relying on INEC, time is going. By the time INEC is giving you those documents, you did what the court is saying is you now brought a forensic, a data analyst. That document, because there's what we call the law, the doctrine of you must hear the other side. That document that your forensic analyst is preparing and is going to tender, the law says the other party must have opportunity of also getting that document beforehand so that he also can prepare a defense to it. In the absence of that, that document goes to no issue because the other party does not have a opportunity to respond to it. So when you are preparing such case, over time, reliance should be placed more on your polling unit officers than on the technical side. Then you now attach those technical side. In the event that I fail from these technical areas, I will have a solid foundation to rely on.
Well, unfortunately, what we are told is that you can't bring in fresh evidence at the Supreme Court level.
You can't. Even at the Court of Appeal level.
Yes.
That's why I said that I had a matter where I made a mistake in my defense. And the court said, you cannot amend it. And so the Election Petition Tribunal also is saying that by virtue of the provisions of the Electoral Act, you must file your petition with witness deposition and documents attached.
Okay, we got to take a break now. We'll take a short break and then we'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. Daily Digest returns in a moment. Information, news, talk every day.
Can the woman make you steal?
Oh yes, a woman can make you do a lot of things that you know. The judge cannot find you culpable for a crime when there are no rules for even the extent of the punishment.
Those women who are leaders in politics, they refuse to marry because of what they are nagging. When it comes to that position, they would rather divorce.
But Prosper, it's their life.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Mr. Man! Oh, see what you have done! You have damaged my car! I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope you have a good motor insurance. Yes, I have a third-party motor insurance that will take care of all the repairs.
In fact, the benefits of third-party motor insurance have increased. First, the limit to claims for damages to third-party vehicles has been increased. Secondly, when you get your third-party motor insurance, you automatically get an ECOWAS Brown card, which means your vehicle now has insurance cover across all West African countries. And if ever it is liable on Nigerian roads for damages to a vehicle from any West African country, the premium to be paid for third-party motor insurance for private car owners, it increased from 5,000 naira to 15,000 naira to enable insurance the cost of repairs wherever arises. Buy motor insurance. Please log on www.niip.ng or visit licensed insurance for details. This is a public license from the Nigeria Association NIA.
I've been so big, Granny. One day I went to field gorillas in Rwanda. Then I slayed a few dragons with my friends. On Saturday, I watched football game in London with my brother. And then I went to bed watching the world from space. And you,
That's a lot.
all I needed was my phone, party.
IPR is streaming so mature. Tell 5G's lightning fast speeds and seamless connectivity. Your one builds next.
With better enjoy award-winning experience with amazing bet options, cash out, and missions, as well as other features. Join now and get a welcome bonus of up to 100,000 naira. Betano.in. The game starts now.
Are you ready for the flight? My DJ on platform. HFM is the name. Trading with us is a brand. Come on, feel alone. Execution slow. So HFM, watch your success grow. High average, tightest prices, free. Checking this financial funds, trade flex, commodities, indices, and more. HFM, what best? HFM stands apart from the rest.
Pico, HFM finito. HFM, HFM any trade, HFM no delay.
Join HFM today. Visit www.hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play or App Store. HFM, online trading at its finest.
Wow, what's that? It's not a smell. It's a feeling.
Yeah,
just confidence.
Just like power.
Like all-day deodorant roll-on.
Yeah, like you.
Let your essence announce you. Buy your all-day roll-on today from stores near you.
Oh yeah, pay your money from the back. I beg, I don't get change, oh.
Conductor, take the money.
When I don't come again. Where I won't find change for this big money now?
Okay, just take the money.
Auntie, I don't get change, oh. If you know say you don't get change, you better come down now.
Calm down, boss. No need for change. I go pay for everybody inside this bus. Plus you and the drivers.
A world of good. If you're Just Confirm Network, you get a super gift of 1,000 naira for just joining the network. Welcome. 900% bonus on recharge, 100% data bonus 6 months, and double data bonus on your first recharge of the month. That's the 9 Confirm plan from 9 Mobile, and it's lit. So get a new SIM or dial star 1400 hash and start browsing, sharing, and creating more on Niger's Confirm Network. 9 Mobile, here for you, here for Niger.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is Daily Digest with
this lady's gonna get me deaf one of these days. You're welcome back to the Daily Digest with Libros Oshoma, who I'm trying to manage within the hour. It's 9:30 now, and it's a pity we can't. We'd have needed about 3 hours with Libros to cover, but we'll do the best that we can. So, in your view, it was a fair legal judgment?
Before I answer that question, let me lay foundation, like we say in law, lay foundation for my answer. You find out that when people say our constitution, our electoral laws, these are the foundation upon which most of these judgments, are predicated. So when you have a law that permits, all of these.
That permits.
That permits.
Good. I like that word. Yes.
The law says, for example, how can you, in a country of where for you to get a job in a private company, they say you must have a 2-1
yes.
With 5 years experience.
Yes.
And you must be 25 years.
Yes.
And coupled with ASU strike. But for you to make laws for that same country, for you to become a minister in that same country, for you to become a president in that same country, you don't need a certificate. Once you can read and write in the opinion of the umpire, in the opinion of INEC, once you can read and write in somebody's opinion, then you are good to go. The courts cannot depart from such interpretation.
Yes.
Doing so will mean that on appeal, immediately that would be taken care of. Would mean that you are introducing what is not in the law into the law. So you also say that once election results are announced, it is presumed regular. It is presumed that all the procedures for conducting the election had been complied with. It is you who is saying that you did not comply with the procedure that should prove.
Okay, you don't need to prove that you have complied.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to. Once you announce result, the law already is in your favor that you have complied. It is the man who is saying that you did not comply that we now need to use material evidence to prove that you did not comply. And in proving, you must not just lump all the evidence together and say, take it, court, be looking at them. You must shred them one after the other and begin to explain like a kindergarten. So in this polling unit in Erumukokwane, this is what happened. You call the person who was there. In this polling unit in Agege, Ward 2, Abattoir, this is what happened. You call the person who was there. If you say that there were people came or Uncle Jimi brought thugs, for Uncle Jimi side to be heard, you must bring him on as a a party in the matter. He brought thugs. Let Uncle Jimi come and say he did not bring thugs or he brought thugs. So when the law has set that standard for you, if you now say like Adewaku said, at the end of the day, you'll just be expressing a grievance. But sometimes what some people do, I remember a governorship candidate in Edo State after election, he said his lawyer came to him and said, let us challenge the process. He told them, if you challenge it for free, I will challenge it.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to challenge it for free. They also want a fee.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, in expressing this grievance, you will need to pay for it. And quickly, everything that was said by that court yesterday is not novel.
It's been said before.
Everything they said
including
yesterday,
the interpretation,
including the 25%.
25%.
It's been said before.
Is the foundation you laid one of the reasons why that Abuja issue is so the word just ran out of my head, ambiguous?
No, it is not ambiguous because in law we say you read all sections of the law holistically. It is not ambiguous.
With the and,
No, it is not, because if you read that section, you also need to read section 299 and also marry it with decided cases. And so that's the way we say it.
You have to go and
yes, you read all of them together. That is why when a court will say this, we arrive at this decision, see the case of this, see the case of that, see the section of this, see the section of Electoral Act here. You bring all of them together.
Can you explain why the court took the road of Abuja and not special people, as opposed to what I would have called the meaning and understanding of the word and the context in which it was used.
The court also explained the test for which it was used, and the court said for section 299 of the Constitution that if you look at section 299, the provision of this Constitution shall apply to the Federal Capital Territory as if it were one of the states of the Federation.
So that means that in effect, in practice, in theory and practice, we really do have 37
states. That is what.
Because I know that when people do talk, though, they always because people are not sure whether it's a state, they said and.
Because it is not in the section, it is regarded as Federal Capital Territory.
Shouldn't we just amend this thing and make it simple?
And so, for the layman, you see this ambiguity. And when lawyers want to give you hope, they expand the ambiguity. But they know within themselves.
So,
yes. So, when the law says, for the purpose of this Constitution, that the FCT shall be regarded as one of the states of the Federation. So, in interpreting that section 134, you must also have recourse to section 299. That is what the court is saying. And then also, to crown it all, the court now says there are no special votes.
So the court said that?
Yes, that there are no special votes. So if you are saying that if a man wins 100% in 36 states, but because he did not win 25% in Abuja, you deny him victory, what you are doing is you are creating special votes, and that all votes are equal. And since all votes are equal, you cannot say because that section says and Abuja, so you just take that one and leave the other part of the Constitution that says regard the place as a state for the purpose of the Constitution and then run with it. And that was why that lady, what's her name, was very angry with the senior lawyers that they know these things, but they would rather play with the sentiments of their clients.
Shouldn't we be amending our Constitution to reflect full meaning and leave this ambiguity alone for God's sake?
If you make it too easy and clear, how lawyers go court, go there.
So it's a conspiracy.
So when it is too,
it's a conspiracy.
When it's do you know that even in law, lawyers can argue is before a comma, is after a comma, is without a comma.
Oh yes.
So they will tell you, let's test the law. After all, somebody went to court to say, Emefiele as sitting governor of the central bank. Even though that it is not expressly stated, even though the court the law says, by section 9 or section 11 of the CBN Act, that he shall not take another job while seated as CBN governor, that does not expressly bar him from contesting for election as president even while he was sitting. Court interprets. A lawyer, a senior advocate, went to court.
Oh, okay. I'd like to take a few more questions now because it's 9:40 and there's very limited time. So do I have any callers that? Yes, that's one. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, I greet you.
My question, the quick it will be the article and the current president. Before he traveled, he said the judgment will go in his favor. Why the judgment is not yet read? Is it proper thing to do?
Well, that's politics.
That everybody before a judgment is delivered, everybody will give hope.
Yes.
To their
politics.
Supporters. Don't worry, we'll get.
I won't lose sleep over that.
So
I won't lose sleep.
You can make statements. Even lawyers can say, "Don't worry, we'll deal with them in court today. Don't worry."
By the way, before the time consumes me, is this case worth taking to the Supreme Court? Your honest legal opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Based on, like I said, all that was said yesterday, they quoted copiously from what the Supreme Court has said. I do not see the Supreme Court saying something different from what they had said, especially if you read in detail the judgment of the Supreme Court in Oshun's case. So, but, election petition here must terminate at the Supreme Court, the ones that terminate there. A politician called me and said, Libros, You see, I've just gotten victory at the Court of Appeal. This man just allowed me to waste money defending a petition that he knew certainly that there was no meat in it. So it is what it is. And then, do you know what his boy told me? He said, Oga should understand that it's a process now. You know what I mean, boys chop? Because his boy will be the one to pay for hotel bills for lawyers.
Of course, and collect.
So all of these things.
But the
and then your supporters, if you do not do that, if you do not exhaust your opportunities for adjudication, next time you tell them to follow you, they won't come. They will say, you chickened out. You were bought over. You were probably settled.
I know.
So that's the sentiment.
And also,
Nigeria,
especially those who have given you money.
Yes, they contributed to. So they want to see to the end. Of the matter. Let them now be that. Okay, yes, you tried your best, but let's hope for next time.
Okay, we have another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes, quickly.
I can come from my business.
Yes.
Uncle Libras, I greet you.
Greet you, I greet you, IK.
So, Uncle Jimmy, my question is, they said INEC will not be forced to use, what's it called, beavers to declare the results.
Not beavers.
Why like that?
Go on. Well, he didn't finish his question. So
it's talking about Section 66 of the Electoral Act. Section 60. Section 60, Section 61, Section 62, all the way to Section 66. And what the court said is that if you look at Section 61, Section 60, it says, quickly, permit me, the presiding officer shall, after counting votes at the polling unit, enter the votes scored by each candidate in a form to be prescribed by the commission as the case may be. The form shall be signed and stamped by the presiding officer, and counter copies signed by candidate of their polling unit agent where available at the polling unit. Presiding officer shall give to the polling unit agent and the police officers where available a copy each of the completed form after it has been duly signed as provided under subsection 2. The presiding officer shall count and announce the result at the polling unit. The presiding officer shall transfer the result, including total number of accredited votes and voters and the result of the ballot in the manner as prescribed by the commission.
Okay. Let's pick another call. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning.
Please, this is what happened yesterday. Is there any hope for a common man? They say, God is last hope for a common man. Now, do the election again.
Oga, slow down. I can hardly hear you.
So what happened yesterday? Is there any hope for common man?
Can you start all over? I need to understand what you're saying, sir.
I say, is there any hope for the common man now?
Okay.
The court is the hope of the common man. The last hope is judiciary.
Were you not happy with what the court said yesterday?
How can I be happy? Let's say election now. How will people come out to vote? When you vote, they are what doesn't count.
Half of the things.
What?
On election day, I buy jersey that go and play football.
What made you?
There's no hope for voting.
Wait, what made you unhappy about what was said yesterday?
Look at what's going on. All the whole vote is it. Look at what DK did in River State.
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much, sir.
So also, you find out that when, over time, when you bring a witness to the witness box to talk about what happened, and the witness says, in my polling unit, everything went on well. But the results were not uploaded on IREV. What the witness is indirectly saying is strengthening the position of INEC to say election went on well, but that they did not upload it on IREV.
Can I ask this question before you go, Libras? Even though this the setting up of the appeal tribunal and so on and so forth is strictly legal, but don't we sometimes need to be politically sensitive in the sense that I didn't read anybody from the Southeast who was there. Is that just an error of judgment? Or
no, these judges are not selected.
No, but given the political sensitivity,
this probably might be given the political sensitivity.
Yes,
the President Court of Appeal that did the selection might just be looking for the best that will do justice.
So there is no judge from the East that will one of the best.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that he he or she is right. But what I'm saying, at that position, you're not looking at tribe, but
you should be politically sensitive.
Yes, I agree with you.
Because perception is very dangerous.
I agree
very,
with
very
you.
dangerous.
I agree with you, but also let's not read tribe into this.
We have to.
Because no.
Listen, liberals. No, there's also a reason.
No, otherwise
there is
tomorrow,
also a reason. There is a reason why we have to. We need to be very, in political matters, we need to be very sensitive.
No, you know why? Otherwise tomorrow,
yes,
we'll be making the danger of because there is no judge from my town.
No. It won't come in this kind of case.
Let me
Sir,
also say,
liberals,
for example,
in this kind of case that is politically sensitive,
all the election.
I am not even saying. I'm not even saying because one of the persons involved is from this. Not necessarily no, but to achieve balance. After all, in appointing the judges, we take care of the political sensitivity. True or false?
You can't appoint. You can't satisfy. In these things, you can't satisfy all angles.
I beg
if
to
you
disagree.
now say, you don't have a judge from the southeast, and then somebody from the northeast says, well, you don't have a judge from the northeast.
I think no. Don't let's bring it down.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it will get to at the end of the day.
Don't let's bring it down to this. Because you and I know what we are talking about.
Yes,
I would have expected. I'm not saying by law, but by simple reasoning and convention, I would have expected some balance in that. Because you see, this thing is not just a judgment.
That has never been a consideration.
It's a big. It should be now.
No,
should it or should it not be? Should it or should it not be?
It shouldn't be.
I believe it should.
As a lawyer. Because otherwise,
as a citizen, I think
the danger of that,
yes.
The danger of that is in every election tribunal. In every election tribunal, you have three judges.
When they are talking about judges in the US, for example, let black men also count. Look at the pressure you put to also have a black man on the bench.
You are not talking about.
If you are putting, are you saying that? Sorry, 1 second. If you are putting a panel of 5 or 6 judges from the appeal court, you can't find one from the south.
No, I'm not saying you can't find one.
So
from
why
the
not
south
put it?
What you are saying is the moment you do that, the sensitivity of it is that
when you don't do it that the sensitivity
comes. Let me explain to you. In every election petition, in every election petition, there are 3 judges at the panel. So when you do that, this
was 5.
Yes, because it's a presidential.
More reason.
Wait. In every election petition, there are 3 judges at the panel. So now, this is also at the lower court level. This is the court of first instance for presidential election petition. So when you do that, just like the Abuja 25%, before you know, I'm in a petition tribunal in Sokoto. I say, how come you could not find one Hausa man?
No.
The sensitivity.
Don't let's
this is Nigeria.
Listen. It is because it is Nigeria.
Let's look at the competence.
Maybe.
Let's look at the competence.
No. See, listen. I believe in competence, but I also believe in sensitivity.
Sense of belonging.
Yes.
I agree with you,
and don't forget, even though it is legal, it is a political issue.
See, yes, I agree with you, but let's not. The moment we begin to bring politics into every facet of our life, including the judiciary. That's what you are saying now.
We didn't bring politics into it. The judiciary brought the judiciary into politics. It's a political matter.
See, it's a political matter. And the judiciary, that is why you said something, that even if you are in a car with me, and something happens, I can't come to testify if I'm a judge in the matter.
Because you cannot be, you be my lawyer.
Let's
take another call. You be my lawyer. It's 7:50, 9:50. We got to go. Last caller for the day. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Timothy.
Yes.
I just want to ask Uncle Jimmy one question.
Me?
You are talking of balancing the judges and so on.
Yes.
What of INEC chairman? Can you imagine that since 1957, no chairman for INEC from Southwest? Think about it.
I would think about it. I would think about it. But let's know we need to compare oranges with grapes. That's not the issue.
just you-
What I'm saying is that being a political matter, in future, we need to take care of the sensitivity of our people.
If
There is
tomorrow-
nothing wrong with that.
Wait, look at
There's
now.
absolutely nothing wrong with that.
If tomorrow,
Because now it has become. We had a caller who called in this morning. He was the one who even alerted my senses to it, and I said, "What kind of omission is this?"
Become so sensitive to try.
It's the politicians that caused it.
Yes, and so we are now playing along with the politicians.
No, but
to the extent that.
very
soon we'll
don't
say,
forget that justice should not just be done.
Let me
must be seen.
So are we
to be
looking?
done.
Yes, are we looking at the justice of the case, or we are looking at people where the
Justice is
justices
perception, no?
where the judges are from?
But you know that you're a lawyer, so we
Yes.
excuse you from this argument. Justice is perception. Am I going to sit down? Look, imagine I would have sat down from 9 till about 9 p.m. I didn't understand jack about
I
what
sat
they were
down
saying.
all through.
Hey, that's your job.
That's my job.
We got to go. 9:51. Can I take just one last caller, please? Hello. Morning. Morning. Quickly, please. We have just about a minute.
From the judgment, does it mean that, like they said, Abuja does not count, and then the IREV will not be used again because that's bringing back the Abuja
Okay,
back
answer
to be
quickly.
used during election?
Answer quickly in 1 minute.
No, they didn't say Abuja
They
does
didn't say
not
Abuja
count.
does not
What they
count,
said
no.
is Abuja is one of the states of the federation. And then also what they said is that IREV is a viewing portal, that INEC does not transmit, does not collate results using IREV. That collation of result is doing using from
Also, I
ECFA.
need to get this interpretation from you very quickly. The law says you should get 25% from how many states?
To third. Yes.
So even if you don't get to third from the states, but you get from Abuja,
Yes,
and you can make up.
if Abuja is the last state you got to third
You got
from,
to third, yeah,
it is
good to
as
go.
good as a state.
Liberals,
yes.
thank you very much.
My pleasure.
We're going to invite you again
No,
very
well, I
soon
did.
so
I
that we
just
can
service
look at this
nationwide.
matter. Thank you very much. We just scratched the surface. I'll be back again tomorrow to listen to a lawyer who has now become a shoemaker. And so it's going to be quite interesting. I think people should let's just cool down and let this country breathe, in all honesty. Thank you very much, Liberals, for coming at a very short notice because we didn't know this was going to happen until much later in the week. All right, so I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank Oluwakemi, a.k.a. Risi, the son of the daughter. Are you man or woman, sir? The daughter of the deaconess. We'll be here tomorrow at 9. Next is What's Up Lagos. See you then.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.